eliminate that. How does it do that? First, by putting everything in the proper hierarchy. God comes first. If you put God first, then you have by a hierarchy of needs, everything will come into play. Everything will come right after that. If you put anything in God's place, what happens? You put anything into God's place, what happens? You feel terrible yourself. Hey, you feel terrible. Addiction, for example, drug addiction. Why does that happen? Why would someone know that if they put that needle into their arm, they know what they're getting themselves into? But they're so interested in having that rush and having that good time that they're going to sacrifice themselves for it. They know what's going to happen. They know they can't just walk away from, needles. They're playing Russian roulette with their life. But they're so dedicated to making themselves feel better that they'll do that. Why? They become slaves of feeling better. Where is your dedication supposed to be? It's supposed to be given to God. It's supposed to be given to the one that created you. But what happens is things are put in the wrong place. Now, it's very simple. Our problem is our things are put in the wrong place. You put God first, He will show you how to put everything in the right place, and that's through His Rasul. The greatest gift about the Prophet is that he takes the love that is in our heart, the natural instinct for us to love, and he shows us where to put it. He takes the natural instinct we have to love and to want to have company and to want to enjoy and live a good life. He takes that by the grace of Allah and puts it in a path, in a way that gives you success in this life and success in the hereafter. And this is the path of love. It's taking that natural instinct. So a man, he came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he says, Ya Rasulullah, mata sa'a? O Messenger of Allah, when is the hour? So this is his chance, right? The Prophet ﷺ, he's out there to make sure you're a good guy, right? He's going to take advantage of this guy. Yeah, because this is about being hard. This deen's about being hard. It's about putting people in their place, right? Wait, what does he say? He said, "Ma adatta laha." He said, "What did you do? What have you prepared for it?" He said, "Nothing." He said, "I didn't do nothing." In other words, he's asking. The man comes and he asks, "O Messenger of Allah, when is the day of judgment? When is the day of judgment coming?" And the Prophet ﷺ says, "What have you prepared for it?" It's a useful question, it's a useful answer. He says, "I haven't prepared anything for it except that I love Allah and I love His Messenger. I love God and I love His Messenger." What did he say? What was his response? He said, "Al-mar'u ma'a man ahbabt." The man is with the one that he loves. The man is with and the woman is with. The human is with. The child is with the one that they love. Love is so powerful. Love is so strong. He said, "Al-mar'u ma'a man ahbabt." He didn't. The man is with. The woman is with now the one that they love. That's how powerful love is. Love is so powerful that when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that when you feel love towards Him, it's a different situation than you just being His creation. He's always with you. But when you love God, He's with you. When you feel that love in your heart, the reason why you feel that kind of fuzzy feeling inside of you is because of the proximity that God has at that moment. One of my teachers told me that at that moment when you feel that fuzz, you know what I'm talking about. Look at it. He's like, "Yeah, I know fuzz." I like it. Yeah, I can tell you're a fuzz addict. Alhamdulillah, may Allah make us all fuzz addicts. Say amin. What? Wazoo?
Fuzzoon, like Arabic.
Oh, fuzzoon. Very good. That fuzz, he said that my teacher told me that when you feel that fuzz, he said make dua at that moment. He said that's the time when dua is accepted. It's because your heart is completely just like, it's all based on you. It's all based on you. When you feel that, if no one's ever felt that before, man, make dhikr, man, I'm telling you. Wallahi, I'm telling you, if you just make dhikr, you will feel the fuzz. The fuzz will take over. Dhikr is remembrance, right? Just say Allah, 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 just say it, and you'll feel your heart literally light up. So he said, we had never been so glad. This is Sayyidina Anas ibn Malik. He said, we were never so glad as we were on that day when we heard him say that. Because the Sahaba knew who they loved. There was no doubt in their mind. They knew who they loved. He said, I love the Prophet ﷺ, and I love Abu Bakr, and I love Umar. Sayyidina Anas saying that. And he said that I know that I will be with them. Now after hearing this, I know that I will be with them. These are the companions of the Prophet. I know that I will be with them even though my actions are not like their actions. This is the secret. The Prophet ﷺ didn't give us Islam to tax us. One man came and tried to fast like the Prophet ﷺ used to fast continuously. And the man came and he realized, now think about this is smart. He comes to him and he says, you know, it was a group of men. In their ideas, they're like, we're never, one of them was like, I'm going to fast continuously. Another one said, I'm never going to get married. Right? Why? Because they knew that the Prophet ﷺ, his rank was so high they couldn't catch up with him. So they got to do double time. And he told them no. He said, I fast and I break my fast. He said, I marry women. In other words, you can't do what I do. I'm being fed from upon high. I'm a prophet. Like, you're not. You know, to make a long story short, like, yo, you'll kill yourself. But what you and I don't need, what you and I need is love. When we sat, for example, and you're asking about the qasida, reading the qasida. The reason why the qasidas, the poems that are written, these are written by people that were deeply in love. They're deeply in love with God. And it had to come out. So they would write poetry. And then what they would do is that poetry that they would write, the people that were close to them would read it as well, and that state would rub off onto them. So they're literally, it's like love by osmosis almost. Just being in the environment. If someone loves something and you're around them for a long time, you will start to love that thing. And that's how it spread. It's kind of like the hadith about the man who sells perfume and the one, right, who's an ironsmith. If you hang out with the ironsmith for some time, you'll come out smelling like burnt metal. But if you hang out with the one who makes, perfumes, even though you don't wear perfume yourself, you'll come out smelling pretty good. So it's the same idea. So now this love that happened to the Sahaba, it was a love that was closer than family ties. People talk about religion all the time. But I'm not talking to you about religion right now. I'm talking to you about love. I'm not talking to you about dogma. This is not an aqidah class. If you want to have aqidah class, we can do that some other time. Everything has its place. This is about love. So we said a hadith that when Abu Quhafa, this is al-Musadrak al-Hakim, the hadith collection. When Abu Quhafa stretched out his hand to accept Islam from the Prophet peace be upon him, Abu Quhafa is the father of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq is, in terms of the Sunni Muslims, he's like number 2. He's way up there. Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he was the first Khalifa according to the Sunni Muslims. So he said, so this hadith says that when Abu Quhafa, he's the father of this man Abu Bakr, he stretched his hand forth to take Shahada from the Prophet to become a Muslim. He put his hand forth. At that moment, Abu Bakr burst into tears. He starts crying. And so the Prophet says, why are you crying? He asks him, he's concerned. Why are you crying? Like, this is your father becoming a Muslim, why are you crying? And he says that had it been the hand of your uncle, and he would have confessed Islam and cooled your eyes, it would have been more pleasing to me than what's happening right now. In other words, he's saying if your uncle, because according to the Sunni Muslims, Abu Talib didn't accept Islam. So according to that understanding, he's saying that had he been the one extending his hand right now, it would have made me more happy than my own father. Why? Because love. When you love something, you truly love it. You love it more than family ties. You love it more, and then eventually you love it more than your own self. Aisha mentioned that a certain person appeared before the Prophet and submitted, O Messenger of Allah, you are dearer to me than my soul and my progeny.